Did you know the director of Shrek begged DreamWorks to fire him halfway through making the first movie?
I couldn't quit, but I asked to be fired.
Shrek was amazing, but making it was an absolute struggle.
Welcome to Animation Hustle, the place where we dive into the funny and untold stories behind your favorite animated movies and TV shows.
And don't forget to subscribe because today we're talking about Shrek. So real quick, this is Andrew Adamson. He directed Shrek, and even though it was a huge hit, he didn't want to work on it.
I actually turned it down for about 6 months because I didn't want to direct animation.
Remember this, it'll be important later. As production started, 3 major problems came up. First, they had problems with the script.
When I got involved in Shrek, I wasn't planning to write it, but we were just having some problems breaking the story through, and I started writing to communicate with the other writers, and that's really how I got into the writing.
Second, the tragic death of their lead actor made things worse.
One of the reasons it took so long is we'd actually been working on it for a long time and had animated about 20 minutes of the film with the actor Chris Farley, and he unfortunately passed away during production. And then we spent quite a long time before we found Mike Myers, which kind of changed the story when he came on board.
But the third problem came from Adamson himself.
I wanted to make an animated movie that felt like a live-action film, because really I wanted to make a live-action film. That was also one of the problems why it took so long, is there was kind of opposition to it because we were breaking a lot of the rules of animation. And what that meant is we used music differently. The humor was a little bit more edgy and broad. We used the camera differently, and all of those things were kind of new. So for a long time, the studio didn't understand what we were doing. Halfway through Shrek, it was after Chris had died, before Mike had come on. We were having trouble figuring out what the story was. Studio didn't understand what we were doing. We were getting frustrated. I couldn't quit, but I said, could you please fire me? And they didn't.
If you're in my generation, Shrek is an absolutely undisputed classic. It's such a good movie, we all grew up on it. But a lot of people don't know just how much of a struggle it was behind the scenes to make the movie. As you can see, there's tons of challenges when making the movie, and clearly the director went through it. In the comments below, let me know your favorite Shrek memory is, and if you're excited for Shrek 5. I'll see you guys in the next video, and don't forget we have a Discord.
Usually if anyone asks me what it takes to be a director, and I know a lot of you are interested in film and probably thinking about this, I say there's kind of 2 things. One is empathy, and the other is tenacity. And empathy, because you need to understand your characters, you need to understand your actors, you need to understand your animators or your crew, and you need to sort of pull all of that together. And tenacity is because it takes a lot of effort and a lot of just constantly bashing your head against a wall to get that to all come together.